We're going to do just a Sunday night talk, just a quick checkup, say hello, see how everybody's doing this wonderful Friday, Father's Day evening. It begins with an F, folks. What do you want? Not that four-letter word, don't worry. So anyway, you guys just sit back and relax. I'm still getting kind of caught up here, as always. Going to go ahead and send out some links so people will know we are indeed here. And I see I've got one person already looking for me. So hi and welcome. So we're going to dive right in. I hope you guys are having a great Sunday night. We're only going to be on here for about an hour. And that's because it's Father's Day. And I know a lot of people have, well, lots of Father's Day things to do. Let's see. We had Flag Day and Father's Day. It's just been a big week. And got my live dashboard going on here. Well, this thing says it's private. Let me fix that. Because here I am just chatting away. If I can fix it. Here we go. Okay. Page. I think I'm good. It looks okay now anyway. All right. I think we're actually public now. Let me just take a minute here, just to make sure. Yep, we're public. There we go. I'm going to share this on Facebook, which, by the way, if you're not a member of our, turn this down. If you are not a member of our Facebook group, come on over and join us. Now that would be Gayle Vlogs, VLOGS. And that's GAYLEVLOGS. So do come on over there and join us. I am posting this to the group right now. There we go. Because if you want to know all that's going on and make sure you keep up with the channel, being on Facebook and Twitter, those are my primary ways that I communicate with folks. And so what happens is sometimes YouTube sends their notifications and sometimes they don't. So the best way is going to be Twitter at Gayle Crabtree or Facebook. So there we go. And let's see. It looks like, well, we've got one in here. Hey, Tanya, how are you? Yes, Tanya chats with me on Facebook. We've had some good conversations on Facebook, actually. So I thank you. Because it's good to see you. I don't know how many people we'll have tonight, just because it's Father's Day. And there's no way to know. Tanya says, my ears and sinuses are killing me. Ooh, Tanya, I was hoping that you would feel better by now. It doesn't seem like that's the case necessarily. So I'm sorry. Let's see. Tanya says, do you have or use boots with Tomlin? Yes, I do. Now, typically the times when I use boots with him is in the summer when the asphalt is really, really hot. I want to protect his pads. The other time that I use boots with him is a lot of times when we're at the beach because the sand there is coarse. Much coarser than what we just saw in New Mexico. New Mexico had a much finer sand, and I don't want him to get, the coarser sand stuck in his paws or anything. So those are the 2 times when I usually use boots, and he hates them. Absolutely hates them. And I'm glad you got a doctor's appointment coming up. I hope the doc can make you all better. You're asking how I trained Tomlin for boots. Basically, we kept putting him on, and kept giving lots of treats to him and congratulating him when he would take a step, and try to make it a big, fun, happy time for him to have the boots. So that's pretty much all we did. And just wearing him down, just kind of being more stubborn than he is, which is easier said than done, as you know, with having dogs. But one step at a time, literally, and every time he would take a step, right there at the beginning with his boots on, we would give him a little treat. Well, not a whole treat, just a little bitty portion of a treat, or one of those little bitty training treats. So, and pretty soon, he was walking in them. He still hates them, doesn't like having them on, but he doesn't protest and chew on them anymore. What he does is we'll put the boots on his feet, and he will just stand up, turn around, and turn his back, and which is a dog's way of saying, "Hey, I'm not happy." So, and we have Amber and John Homestead projects in the house. Hello, Amber, and welcome. And Tanya says, I have some, but don't know if they will fit my golden retriever until I get him or her. Yeah, that's the thing. You don't know. They do come in sizes, but you won't know. But, chances are, if you have some and they won't fit them, probably you can find somebody else that'll want to buy them, or maybe you can exchange them or something. I was just fixing to ask the same thing, Tanya. Amber, do you feel better? I hope so. No time is good to be sick, but summertime is like the worst because you want to be out and having fun. Amber and John's Homestead project says, we're doing okay, but we were in a car accident yesterday. Some ran us off the road, and you can fill in the blank there that I left with your own. So, how's the car? How are you guys? Are you guys really okay? I'm glad your stomach is better, but are you okay? I hope the guy had insurance. Car accidents are really scary. Oh, $400 in damages. I'm just a little sore. Okay, $400 you can live with. Tanya says that was the next question. Gotcha. $400 you can live with. I mean, it's a lot of money, but it could have been a lot worse. I hope his insurance will cover it. And Tanya's asking if he was drunk. Donald, what are you doing? We didn't call the cops because the guy ran off, didn't stop to help. Ouch. Yeah, I can understand. Sometimes it's just pointless to call the cops. Unless your insurance company requires you to have some kind of, report from the police officers. A lot of times when he's gone, there just doesn't seem to be much point. I understand that. So we've got 4 people watching. Okay, some of you guys, if you're not in the chat, feel free to dive right in and join us in there. We've got Tanya, we've got Amber, and we've got me. So we're all having fun hanging out tonight. Tanya says, I've got an appointment tomorrow to see how much weight I've lost, more weight I've lost with my surgeon. Congratulations. I'll be pulling for you because I know you said you'd lost quite a bit. And we're proud of you for that, Tanya. That's exciting. You'll be over that 60-pound mark, I'll bet. And when you get your service dog, you're going to have more of an opportunity to go out because you're going to be walking a lot because the dog's going to want to walk. And it's one thing to talk yourself out of walking, but when you've got a pair of sweet little eyes looking at you, it's kind of hard to say no to our dogs. So, and at last check, 55 pounds. That's awesome. So congratulations to you. And you get the service dog in October. I know. And when you get it, you're going to be doing lots of walking and lots of playing. So congratulations on the weight loss there. I know, October will be here soon. Can't wait. And Amber saying, Gayle, the town of Lafayette is having a historical 4th of July celebration. Lots of food vendors, and the pool will be free for that day. That would be so much fun. Unfortunately, right now, I am booked, it looks like. I'll be over here in Tennessee. There's a little town in Tennessee that's got an old-fashioned 4th of July on the 4th, and so I'll be there, it looks like. So I've got an event on the 30th and an event on the 4th. I'll know more tomorrow, because tomorrow night I've got a mission team meeting, so we'll know more about what we're going to do. Oh, it's going to be on the 29th. Okay. Well, I've got one event on the 30th, but I'll see what I can do. I mean, I think it's on the 30th. Wait a minute. Corn Festival. I'll double check that. But I think it's the 30th. But there's one of the towns nearby is going to give us a free booth at their festival. I think it's on the 30th though. So I'll find it later. So Mel's in. Hello, Mel. Welcome, welcome. Amber says we're going to get there early for great parking. Mel says, how is everyone in the chat? And Tanya saying hello. So hi, Mel. Welcome. It's good to see you again, as always. I was talking about you on the last chat and sending some folks your way. I hope he checked you out. So, Amber, are you close to where they do the Wings Over North Georgia? I think it's an airplane thing. I want to say it's in September, but I'm not sure. We're just talking about festivals, Mel. It's just one of the random things we're talking about. I know you're more likely to have block parties than festivals. Although, I think, what is it, Central Park that has a barbecue festival every year, or used to? Amber and John Homestead's project is saying where at in Georgia. Let me double check. Bing will know. Let's see. It is... Oh, I didn't realize they had parking. Oops, which won't help. Rome, Georgia. Oh, you do have them in New York? Okay. I don't remember too many festivals. I remember more block parties, so sorry about that. Tanya says, I don't like the 4th of July. It causes my PTSD to go crazy. Yeah, it can do that. And there's really no good way about it except keep reminding yourself you're safe. And Wings Over, North Georgia is about 30 minutes away from you. That's awesome. It's the 13th and 14th of October. So it's the same month that Tanya's getting her service dog. Yeah. So it's nice to have the spring festivals happening. Then we'll have a few in the summer, but fall is going to be great. A lot of places have October festivals. That's not something we don't necessarily do an Oktoberfest around here, but just general fall festivals. And of course, we're in East Tennessee. We have to have a lot of football parties and tailgate parties. Amber says, Gayle, we can make a plan to meet up for it. I hope admission doesn't cost too much. I don't think it does. Let me double check. I know last year John got a Groupon. Let's see. Oh no. Let me post this. I think I can share it in the chat. There you go. That's the link. So there you go. Yeah, I'm not too sure how many people are going to be here tonight because of Father's Day. I know my husband is in there. He's relaxing. He's watching something on streaming something. I don't know what. Yeah, the air shows are often a lot of fun. Now, my husband really gets into them. I'm not as into it as he is. I like them though. Don't get me wrong. They are great. Yes, I did, Tanya. And he says, thank you. I was supposed to tell you that, so thank you for reminding me. Mel says, you have a good crowd tonight in the chat. No, not really. But we have a fun crowd. So just not huge in numbers. I think the most that I've had, I think I had 20 something one afternoon. So Mel says I'm going to listen in the background. Thank you, Mel. Oh, and speaking of chats and speaking of afternoons, we've been talking about switching over to an afternoon. And I think we've got 6 people watching now. So thank you guys all for watching. Don't forget to hit that big thumbs up button and feel free to dive right into the chat room. We've got some great folks there. Mel, Tanya, Amber, diving in. Thank you, Tanya, for that like. But we've been talking about doing an afternoon live stream. And we've kind of kicked around a couple of days. Since Tuesday is not going to work out for several of you, let's go to Thursday. And let's look at Thursday at 2 o'clock because that seems to be, what seems to be going to work. I haven't heard anybody say that they couldn't be here. So Mel says, all you need is just a few people to watch for 10 minutes at a time and your hours will add up. Yeah, you're right. Completely right. But I appreciate whatever time anybody can spend and wants to spend. I think that's pretty awesome. that people want to hang out with us. So I'm always excited. So as far as Thursdays, we're going to switch, and instead of the Tuesday night at 9, we're going to make that Thursdays at 2, and we're going to start on the last Thursday of the month, which will be the 28th. So Thursday at 2, beginning on the 28th. And Amber says, Gayle, did you get my last comment? I'll look there. Let me see. Says our birthdays are in October. $20 won't be too bad. That can be our birthday. Okay. That'll be great. We'll see if we can do that. He's probably going to want to go, and he may take a friend of his, but I'll see just for you guys, because that'll be fun. I like being there. Now, here's something else we've done a couple of times, and that is not gotten the tickets, but because it's an air show, you don't have to actually be on the grounds to watch it. Sometimes just meeting someplace just right outside of the grounds and setting up the chairs and looking, that way you still get most of the benefits of the air show without having to pay. The only difference is if there's static displays set up on the air show, you won't be able to see those if you don't pay. But sometimes the traffic can be nice, so it'll be better. So it's a trade-off. Oh, Tanya, thank you. I'm glad you liked the blouse. Hey, John, Amber Solar Powered Homestead is here. Hi, John. Welcome. And Tanya says that works better for my art group. Yay. I'm glad. So the 28th at 2, which is a Thursday, that's when we'll start hanging out on Thursdays. So it'll be the last Thursday of the month. And Tanya says, hi, John. And I do too. Yeah. My John probably will when he quits streaming something. Whatever it is, he's in there streaming. Tanya says, I love learning to draw and paint. You're doing a pretty good job too. And it's really kind of hard to do that. Because you think it looks easy to learn to draw, but it doesn't. It's really kind of hard. Drinking my tea here. We took John out to dinner a few hours ago, and they were slammed, but I got one of my to-go drinks, so I can have my tea. So John and Amber are for those of you who may be lurking and haven't dived into the chat yet, John and Amber are like solar gurus. And Tanya's over here. She's a budding artist. And Mel has a great show all about New York and really great things and some really straight talk from a level-headed guy. So, and Amber and John Homestead Projects. Amber says, we went out to eat a few days ago. We went to Wendy's. Good for you. Wendy's has had some good coupons out lately. I think I saw one for a free drink with fries and a sandwich. Although that may have been, I don't know if that's a local coupon or not. I can look and see. Because you got to have your coupons and save some money. And Amber, I'm just looking at the different tickets. I'm really thinking that maybe the tickets, I'll ask him when he's more available, but he got something on Groupon, and I don't see a Groupon yet for the air show, but I'll keep looking. And Tanya says, I've shown Gayle some of my drawings. Only half done of a 128-year-old bridge. Yeah, that was pretty cool. Hey, which bridge is that? Because it reminds me of one that I saw in Canada. And Amber and John Homestead Project says, we got there 4 for $4. We got full. We each got a cheeseburger, fries, and a drink, and nugget, and milkshakes. That's great. It sounds like you loaded up at Wendy's there. Okay. Let's see. I got a thing on my phone. It's an appointment reminder. Okay. So I set the reminder on my phone to remind me to talk to you guys about switching to Thursday. So we're good there. There you go. And we were talking some about festivals there. With summer being here, it seems like we've got some in the spring and the very early summer, but then it seems like there's a break for a while and then fall kicks in. Is that what happens close to you guys? And John says, yeah, we had to go to Rome to take our car motor to the shop. There you go. That's a good experience. That is a good reason to catch lunch out, because you never know how long that's going to take. Tanya said it was in Missouri, but was washed away in a flood last year called Bruins Bridge. Washed. Okay. I'll have to look that up because it looks so nice in your drawing. But the one that I saw in Canada was a railroad bridge. I can't think of the name of it. I want to say it was in British Columbia. There's a town by the same name too. That's going to bug me. I'm going to have to look that up. John says Wendy's had a special. He only spent like $11 for all he got, which is perfect, because there's no need to spend a bunch of money on food if you don't need to. Let's see. I'm looking to see what the name of that bridge is. Maybe Lethbridge? I don't know. Oh, okay, here we go. It's Lethbridge. Lethbridge viaduct. And the thing is huge and it's gorgeous. So if you like looking at bridges and like drawing bridges, you might want to look into that one just because it's so cool. And there's one on the Natchez Trace. It's beautiful. It's got these arches that just kind of make the bridge, and you can just Bing that or Google that. So it's kind of nice. So anyway, and Tanya says this one was wood and metal. They had to close, let me get it. They had to close the river to get the metal out and inspect the newer one, which it hit the foundation of. Wow. That kind of blows my mind to think about closing a river. That must have been something to see. But surely they would have gotten the word out ahead of time, I guess, about the boats and the barges and things to make sure they got off the river. That's really pretty cool. Because you don't think about them closing a river. Although I guess honestly, you don't think about them closing the interstate, but that happens sometimes too. And again, I want to thank everybody that's here, that's hanging out with us. If you want to come on in the chat room, dive right in. And don't forget to hit like. See, Amber, I'm getting better on that. You should be proud of me. And Tanya says they have video on YouTube of it washing away. I may have to look for that. It'd be kind of scary, though, to think about it washing away. And then Amber is saying, I'm hoping next month I can have a video of us swimming and the 4th of July party. That would be fun. That would be real fun. Excuse me, I'm about to yawn. So, you guys have big barbecue plans for the 4th of July? Excuse me. Amber says, Gayle, you're breaking out of your little shy shell. Yeah, I don't know that I've got too much of a shy shell. I just had problems keeping up with everything at first. Now that I can remember it, I'm doing, I think, a little bit better with it. So, and Amber says, I would like to barbecue. Yep. It's always fun. Even if you don't go anywhere, if you just, it changes the environment so much to just drag the grill outside and set it up and put a couple of lawn chairs by it, and you are good to go. To me, that alone kind of gives you a break. Well, I've got some kind of fun news for you all. Later this week, you guys, I've talked before about my crazy car and all the mileage we've got on it. Well, I am actually 21 miles away from rolling over that big 400,000 mile point on my car. So, kind of excited about that, actually. Because, you know, 400,000 miles on a car does not happen every day. And John says, we saw some in Obama, some rusted out. They don't look too safe to drive on. Yeah, you got to be careful. Oh, John meant Alabama. Gotcha. I should have, that didn't factor in. Okay. So we saw some in Alabama that are rusted out. They don't look too safe to drive on. Yeah, those are kind of scary. And then like the wooden bridges that are like really, really rickety, and it says nothing over like 2,500 pounds or something. Those get a little nerve-wracking. But I have to tell you all, the most nervous I've ever been going over bridges, I've actually had 2 bridges that to me have almost been heart-stopping. One was a set of bridges in South Carolina called the Cooper River Bridges. Let me tell you, those things were terrifying. And then the other one was on the Alaska Highway going toward Hurricane Gulch, or going over Hurricane Gulch. And you're so far up there. It was just like, wow. Because you don't want to make any kind of miscue when you're really far up. So, and I forget how far up they are, but oh my goodness. It's like super high. And Amber says, and those bridges are still open, Gayle. They're asking for a disaster. No way. Surely not. The Cooper River bridges, those big, like, nightmare wooden ones kind of things. Those things needed to be down like decades ago. I thought they were down. Did they create another highway then going in? And John says, Amber don't like the one in Ohio going to Michigan. Okay. I've not been on that one yet. Oh, Amber says I was talking about Alabama. Perfect. Okay. Okay. Yeah, I haven't done the Ohio going to Michigan yet. One of these days I'll get to Michigan. Hopefully. We talked about going up in March, but I was kind of warned against that because when you guys on live stream, I don't remember who it was now, but we were streaming. Oh wait, I may have been on somebody else's channel. Anyway, they said that in early March it can still be really snowy, and so that's the yeah. And Amber says the I-75 bridge scared the crap out of me. Wow. And Tanya says, we all felt like we lost a friend when Bruns was lost. It was one we all jumped off of and spent time at. Oh gosh, that would be kind of like losing a friend, to lose a bridge like that, if you've got some really great memories of jumping off and hanging out. The I-75 bridge that scared the crap out of you, Amber, which one was that? Because I can't think where I-75 goes into Alabama. I know it clips like the very northern portion of Georgia and heads into Alabama, but I can't think where the bridge is. Because I'm going to look at it when I go. I may be going to Mississippi, and I'll be going 75. So, hence my question. Let's see. Well, look and see if I can find something. I'm looking up that bridge for Hurricane Gulch because now it's going to bother me that I can't find out. Because up until running across the Hurricane Gulch Bridge, the highest one up that I've ever been, except for when I drove the Cooper River bridges, which terrified me, the Verrazano Narrows going from Long Island to New York. Okay, Hurricane Gulch Bridge, I had to stop and look this up. 918 feet long and 296 feet above the creek. It is both the longest and tallest bridge on the entire Alaska Railroad. Okay. That's on the railroad, though. What about the People Bridge? I don't know. You guys will have to look it up because I can't find it real quick. But it's not far out of Denali, and it's Hurricane Gulch, and it is like straight down. It seems like it's miles. It's not, of course, but it seems like that. And the one I'm thinking of, that was a railroad thing, but the one I'm thinking of, I think is like Parks Highway right inside of Alaska. So, anyway. Okay. So it's the bridge that goes into Ohio. I-75 goes from South Florida to North Michigan. Okay. I didn't realize it went to Ohio. Gotcha. And Tanya says, my friends and cousins would all bring food and snacks, and someone else would bring a radio, and we would go sit up there and party. No drugs for my family, though. There you go. You don't need drugs to have fun. You need drugs to blunt and take away the fun, is what drugs do. So you don't need them. Yeah. Whoops. I just kicked my dog's foot. Sorry, Tomlin. You know, I do that. And he just lays there and looks at me like, you've got to be kidding. Sorry, puppy. He's a very forgiving soul. John says, we like to go in the pool there. Sounds good. And Amber says, my party for the most part says a party is not a party without booze and pot, but I didn't go to any of these parties. Good for you. Because it's not a party if you can't remember it afterwards. And Tanya says, wish we had a pool. I hear you. They're great to have in the summer. Or if there's a lake that's got like a little swimming beach, those are fun. And Tanya said, never had booze or pot. There you go. And there's really no need for it. My personal opinion. So that's not a bad thing that you haven't. I'm yawning. Sorry about that, folks. It's been, for me, it has been like the longest day. Amber says, my grandma tried to offer me pot. My family is something else. Amber, I don't know what to say to that. I have no idea what to say to that. I know what I'd like to say, but I'm not going to online. And Tanya says, I'm going to get to Tanya. It says, my town now has a sprinkler kiddie park only. Those are fun, though. Our little town is getting a new one, too. But they're fun. You know, you see the kids weave their little patterns in and out. It's not the same as a pool, but it's still a lot of fun. But you know, for some reason, a lot of places are not doing pools anymore. I don't know if it's a liability issue or maintenance or what. Although, somewhere along the way, it's probably going to come down to money. So, there's probably something about a pool that costs more. Yeah. Amber says, what does Amber say? Amber says, my grandma was giving me a cigarette to smoke with her on her porch and watch the sunset go up and drink coffee. I could deal with a couple of cigarettes. Mercy, mercy, mercy. Whoops, I'm pouring some tea here. My grandmother would have smacked me silly. And the other one probably would have cried. Scary stuff. Although, yeah, I can't believe it. I mean, I'm not saying I don't believe you. I do believe you. The whole idea of a grandmother giving her grandchild something like that. Well, I'm sorry, Amber. But now you've got a good life. You don't have to worry about it. You've got a good guy. So that counts. So you're in a better spot than you were as a kid. And Amber says, my town turned our pool into a splash pad, a nice big one with a little water slide. You know, there's got to be, all these towns are doing that. It's like the age of pools have gone bye-bye. It's got to be cheaper somehow. That's the only thing I can figure. John says, I don't do none of that. Okay. And Amber says, I don't go around my grandmother anymore. It's really hard, but sometimes just to be emotionally healthy, sometimes you got to draw those lines. And they're hard, they're difficult, but you deserve to be happy. And if you're going to keep on being pulled down, then you're not going to be happy. And so you deserve better than that. And Tanya says, I like pools better. I do too. Splash pads are fun, but I guess for the nostalgia's sake, I'd rather have a pool. But there's got to be something about it that's less expensive or something. Because to me, sprinklers, are those little gray strips that have holes in them that water the lawn. And that's essentially what they're having now with the splash pads. It's like these giant sprinkler things. But there's got to be something about it that's got to be cheaper or something. That's the only thing I can figure. Let's see. I was going to say something too, and I can't think what it is. Oh, well, I was going to say something about that, and that brain cell just died. Sorry, folks. And Tanya says, me and my sister used to spend the whole summer at the pool. Yeah. That's what summer was for, was spending at the pool. That's why you went there and you got to hang out. You got to see your friends. And, from a parent perspective, if you can take your kids to the pool, they're enclosed. Once they're in there, they're in there. And you've got lifeguards and people that can watch them. So, from my point of view, when my kids were younger and we would go to the pool, I could sit there and I could talk to the other mothers, and as long as I could look up a little while and watch the kids, then I felt like they were safe because they were in the pool, the lifeguard could help, you have all the other mothers running around, and these kids that they were with weren't really the kind that would, like jump up and down and sink kids. They do the ball and do Marco Polo and stuff, but nothing really raucous. So it was made for some nice days. Tanya says, yes, sure was. There you go. Oh, and Amber says the town next to her still has a pool. That's good. And John says he still goes to Alabama to go swimming. We've not been this year. There you go. Now, also when my kids were young, when we lived in Chattanooga, we'd head over to Chickamauga Dam because it was free and we'd have fun. I had to really be in the water with them though. And Tanya's saying we were latchkey kids, so that made it safe for my mom, safe for us until Mom got off from work. There you go. And now we've got all kinds of after-school programs to keep kids from having to be latchkey kids, but a lot of kids still are. And a lot of us grew up with that just fine. I didn't have that too much until I got into high school because my family owned their own business. So guess where I was expected to be? It wasn't at home until I got to be about, I don't know, junior or senior in high school. Then I could go home after school and get some homework done. But we had these really, there's like the four of us, those of us who are in here, six of us, it sounds like we had some awesome childhoods, and I kind of feel sorry for these kids because these kids now don't have the fun of spending a whole summer at the pool and stuff, or even weekends. Splash pads are still fun, don't get me wrong, okay? They're fun. Okay, Tanya says, what kind of business? My family owned a ceramic studio. And Amber says, I remember when I was a kid in Florida, my grandmother took me to the beach and then the arcade, then go to my uncle's, where while parties, I remember they would blow smoke in my face that would make me feel funny. And Tanya says, I was also in the hospital a lot. Okay, Florida beaches are pretty cool, but I can't imagine that kind of situation, Amber. I'm sorry. My hat is off to you. See, I spent my summers as a kid a lot going out to New York and to the beaches on Long Island and stuff. But we never had parties like that. And Tanya says, oh boy, I love painting ceramics. Yay, me too. And Tanya says, I'm so sorry, Amber. I echo that. So, you know what you can't do online that I would really like to do right now? Group hug! Okay, everybody. There you go. This is as close as we can get to a group hug. But if we could get a little closer to it, Amber, we'd be giving you a hug. So I'll save it for August. How about that? Gail, did you see my last comment? Yeah, about the beaches in Florida. Or did I miss that? Oh, about Alabama? Which one? About Florida or about Alabama being free and fun? Which is cool. Tanya says she had her first surgery at 5. Wow. That's scary. To be a kid in the hospital. Alabama being free and fun. I went back and I caught it back up. So, that's cool. Tennessee state parks are free, but they leave. There's not that many of them that have pools. What is this coming in? I just got a thing on Twitter here. That's what I'm looking at. Okay. That's just a random notification that somebody joined my channel, which is good. Now, you're talking about the Alabama that you're talking about, the 5, I think it's pronounced. Is that on Sand Mountain? Because I used to do some stuff on Sand Mountain years ago. And Tanya says, I was in Alabama. I was there once in high school. Neat. So Amber and John, you must be pretty close to Alabama too. You've got the best of all worlds. Close to Tennessee, in Georgia, close to Alabama. It's almost ideal. And Amber says, Tanya, I was sent to mental hospital as a child. My mom put me there to get a break from me. Wow, lovely mother. Amber, I'm so sorry. Some moms. But you've got a good guy and you're in a good place now. So concentrate on that. Remind yourself. Yes, on Sand Mountain. Okay. I thought I remembered that name. All right. And Tanya says, you had a really tough childhood. I'm so sorry, Amber. And I got you on there too. But I'm glad you came through it. And somehow you made it through with a good sense of humor, a good outlook, a wonderful guy. So I'm glad for those things. And Tanya, look at you. You came through all the surgeries and everything, and you're doing good. And I really kind of think that it's important for us, because I had a crappy childhood too, and I think it's important for us to look toward the good that came out of it. So, yeah, there's always a positive somewhere. There can be a lot of negatives, but sometimes even with those negatives, there's people that we can look at and, look to as role models. For me, I had like my dad's family and some close friends of my family's that actually were customers in the ceramic shop that we had. And Amber says, I wasn't always a good girl. I was messed up from it, did things I was not proud of, just trying not to feel the pain. Amber, that's understandable. I mean, can you imagine? I mean, think about any kid out there right now that's going through anything remotely similar to what you went through. And, you're going to go through, I mean, with a background like that, I can't imagine not going out and not doing stuff. I mean, we all do things we're not proud of anyway. But when you have a background that's really, really difficult like that, those things are more normal than they are abnormal. And so, yeah, personally, I think it's totally understandable. And Tanya says, I lost my best friend at age 35 as well. I really miss her. It's really tough when those things happen. And Tanya says, we can all understand that. It's how you use it now and cling to God that makes a difference. I agree. And, I think for me, and I can only speak for me, but for me, looking back and looking at how different my life is now from what I ever dreamed it was going to be when I was a kid, and seeing how far removed it is and how good things are compared to way back then, this kind of makes, with me anyway, it kind of makes me appreciate a little more, because when you have a difficult upbringing, it affects everything. And so our task is to move through that and to move forward. And Tanya says, Amber, you'd be great to tell others and help them. She might be right, Amber. You'll have to think about that, because only you're going to know. And I'm looking here. We're getting close to the 1 hour point. I'd said I'd try to keep it to about an hour tonight because it's Father's Day. But Amber, I agree with Tanya. You can think about it. It really makes a difference for you and others, or it can anyway. And John says, did you see the video where we got our car? It was not too far, and there was an old gas station where they still pump your gas and put oil in your car and air in your tires. I think it was cool. Yeah. No, I mean, yes, that's cool. No, I didn't see it. But I will. I'm behind on my video watching. I've got to get caught up. I didn't know any of the old-fashioned service stations were still around. And hey, look, we've been joined by Joshua. Hey, Joshua. It's good to see you. I'm only going to be on a few more minutes, but it's great to see you. Tanya says, Amber, I'm sure she's talking to you, says, some have told me this, and I will tell you, maybe you can write a book about your life. You know, people do. And it really is encouraging to others. So think about that. And John says, it's okay. And Amber says, good idea, Tanya. I could help others. Absolutely, you could. And Joshua Williams says, oh, we're glad to see you. And Tanya says, hi, Joshua. So Joshua, I hope you're having a good night, because it's good to see you. And Amber says, the town where we got our car is called Pisgah, Alabama. I should know where that is. I'm going to have to look that one up too. Okay. Central. I think I've driven through there. That's why it sounds familiar. Okay. Okay. Couldn't place it. Now I have. Joshua, I'm glad you're having a good night. Now, I saw part of your chit chat video, but I haven't seen, if you've done another one lately, I have not seen it. So I did not get a notification on that. I think that's what the name of the last one is anyway, chit chat. Or the last one that I saw, rather. You, Joshua. And Tanya says that I don't even know how to start a book about my life. Start with a journal, Tanya, and then go from there. Amber says, all Pisgah, Alabama is a Dollar General store at a gas station and a bank and a tiny little post office and a teeny hardware store. Okay. That jives with my memory. Tanya says, never been good at a journal. And Joshua says, I was live earlier. Darn it, Joshua. I missed it. When were you live? I hate that I missed it. We've been here since 9 p.m. So how much earlier was it? If it was 9, I don't have an excuse. I mean, if it's 9, I have an excuse. If it's earlier than that, I don't. I did not get a notification. Let me make sure. I'm pretty sure I clicked that bell. Let me check. How do I get there from here? I'm going to double check, Joshua, and make sure I click that bell. And Amber says, a town, you blink, you miss, literally. Yep. But that can be said for a lot of Alabama towns. Okay. Oh. Okay. It looks like I had the bell clicked because it's got the bell and the two wavy little lines next to it. But here's what I'm going to do. I'm unsubscribing, and then I'm going to resubscribe, and I'm going to hit the bell again. So there we go. So hopefully now, I hope I'll get a notification. Because now I feel bad. Okay. Hopefully, Joshua, that'll work. Because you've been in my live streams, and I really want to support you back. And Tanya says, hey, that's more than a Vulcan. Tanya says, hey, that's more than Vulcan, Missouri. It's just a post office and a few houses. Okay, there you go. That sounds like a couple of little places I've seen along the roads there. So, we're running over our 1 hour time limit. We're going to probably go in a few minutes though, guys. But Joshua, hopefully that'll take care of it and I'll get your notifications. Ah, Spider-Man the hero is in. Hey, Spider-Man. Welcome. We're only going to be on a few more minutes. Amber says, I'm a live stream addict. I'm a mod in a lot of them. You're also good at it. And Tanya said, my friend used to live there. And Amber says, thank you for a great live stream. And Tanya says, hey, Spider-Man. So I'm going to stay on for a few more minutes. I hate to go with more people coming in. That makes me feel guilty. But I had promised hubby over here that I'd be on for an hour, So since it's Father's Day, I'll spend some time with him and the dog. And Tanya says, had a great night. Amber, think about what I said. Amber, I agree. And Spider-Man the hero says, sorry, has to go by. And Amber says, oh no, wife duties. Yep. That's the way it is sometimes. You know that. You know how it goes. So, alrighty. Well, let's see. John says, someone down the road from us has a car like you have. He's driving it. I think all it needs is a fender. That's neat. John, did you hear about my car? It's fixing to roll 400,000 miles, and I've got 21 miles to go now. So I told my husband, I said, maybe I should pop on and live stream that moment and capture it for all eternity. Yeah, I'm going over a little bit overboard on that, aren't I? So, well, with that note, I'm going to thank everybody for coming out. And hope you all have a great night. Gayle, call about a new car. Well, I know people have suggested that, but mine just keeps plowing right along. And as long as it does, I'm going to be happy about it. There's no car payments on it. Joshua Williams says you're welcome. Thank you again. Well, you guys, you all take care and you have a good night. And John says, wow, I was thinking about and asking about it. Yeah. 21 more miles and I'm there. I can't believe it. So we'll continue to take a deep breath and just hope that tape figuratively holds up. So anyway, thank you guys for hanging out and appreciate it. And we're going to see you all out about and online. So bye. Thanks again, you all.